What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. So I am like a day or two late to this particular video. I actually did watch this live stream when it did broadcast for the first time, and it was just wild to see what's going on here. So look, I have been uploading a couple of Dokkan Battle videos here and there, and obviously Treasure Cruise is on a little bit of a slow burn right now. So we're going to be covering a little bit of stuff for Dokkan, especially when the anniversary for them does officially drop. This is looking to be a pretty crazy celebration. So we're going to go through it and just say why, like, this is probably the best time to be jumping into Dokkan Battle, honestly. Like, what they have in store for us seems pretty crazy, and as most people know, Dokkan Battle is pretty generous with the currency that it does distribute to its players. And if you are just going to be starting the game, there's a ton of Dragon Stones to pick up to start the anniversary off with. So we're going to go through and just kind of like have a look at this broadcast that they had. They don't give us details about what the characters actually do just yet, but they did actually reveal the units, which is a big thing. So they did actually say that for the anniversary, this is the campaign of the anniversary, which is the second to none in the world, Tenka Muso. That is the overall overarching theme for the celebration, and they mentioned that they want to have some support for characters in all aspects of Dragon Ball, pretty much, with Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super, which is pretty exciting that they're going to give some representation to all of these types of characters, because, you know, typically in a celebration, they'll just give some supports to some characters or some specific categories, but this time around, it looks like they're being pretty broad, which I think is a good thing. So it gives a bit of support to a lot of different teams, which I think is really, really good. There is the login character of this Goku. Every anniversary, there's a free login unit, so this is going to be this year's one. Now, with the most recent reveals of Dragon Ball Dokkan Battles celebrations, they usually will, when they have a big celebration, they have a Dokkan Festival and they have the Top Legendary Summon Carnival. They're doing the same thing here, where the Dokkan festivals will have the theming of miraculous power born from the strongest duo, and then they also have, for the carnivals, they have the theming of family and rivals. So it's kind of interesting, because when you have a look at this, the miraculous power born from the strongest duo, the immediate thing that comes to mind is fusions, obviously Vegito, Gogeta, etc. We obviously just got the Gotenks a little bit earlier on. I think it was in December. They revealed that Gotenks, he's an absolute beast. It might have been in late November. Either way, that Gotenks is amazing, and that character getting some more support, like adjacently from an upcoming Vegito, is a really big deal. And then family and rivals, they could be pretty broad with this one and have a lot of support for different units for this one. So this is what they have here, is that there's going to be, for part 1 of the celebration and part 2, typically what they would do is that they'd have one unit for the Dokkan Festival and they'd have one unit for the Carnival. What they're doing this time is they're actually having 2 different units for the Carnival and only 1 for the Dokkan Fest, which is kind of interesting. So we'll see. I'm sure most people at this point already know what the characters are. So I'll just play it here because it's absolutely crazy. So you can see that this is the Dragon Ball GT representation for this part of the celebration, and it ends up being my dude Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, into Great Ape Goku, into my dude Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He looks so freaking cool, dude. I think this is a really, really nice unit to put in this celebration here. It looks so freaking badass. So from what we can kind of assume is it's going to be like a Super Saiyan 3 Goku that eventually becomes Great Ape, that eventually becomes Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I assume there's going to be like some kind of active skill. Maybe it's not even active skill. Maybe it's just like, it's like a transformation condition and it will automatically activate, transforms into Great Ape, and then once the Great Ape turns have passed, he transforms back into Super Saiyan 4, which would be pretty freaking cool, actually. Then they go to Dragon Ball Super. So Dragon Ball Super is going to be getting some representation in here for the first part of the celebration with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Interesting thing though is that for this one, you can see that UI Goku is in the background. However, the name of the character is still called Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta. So what we can kind of surmise from this is that it's probably going to have like a unit super attack. It doesn't mention Goku in any capacity, so it looks like it's probably gonna be a unit super attack, where if you have like Goku on the team, you get like an enhanced super attack. And then for Dragon Ball Z representation, we go back to the Majin Buu saga, and this is great to see because we're going to be getting, of course, they show here, they show you know, Majin Buu absorbing Gohan. You see, you know, you see the Gohan, and then you see the Vegeta, you see the Goku, you see the fusion into Super Vegeta. This is so dope, man. Everyone wanted to see Vegeta. Most people assumed Vegeta was going to get some representation in this anniversary in some capacity, and that's exactly what they're doing here. So we have Super Vegito, but it's kind of interesting. They kind of mentioned it here briefly, but the way that it kind of works is it says Super Saiyan Goku plus Super Saiyan Vegeta Angel. Now, the interesting thing here is that when they list character names in Dokkan, they never use a plus sign. They always use like the and symbol. So the fact that this says plus is kind of interesting. Like, what does that actually mean? An interesting thing to note is when we go back to that video, you do see that there's like an animation for like Vegeta's like unit artwork, and there's an artwork for Goku. So we don't know how this is going to work. There have been a lot of theories flying around where potentially when you pick the unit on your team, kind of similar to Treasure Cruise with a dual unit, you can either start as Goku or you can start as Vegeta, and then you can fuse into Vegito. They did mention that the Vegito fusion occurs in the middle of battle, and it only lasts for a certain amount of turns, and then he reverts back. So maybe it's going to be if you start as Goku and you fuse into Vegito, after the fusion period he goes to Vegeta, or vice versa. Maybe it's like you start as Vegeta, you go to Vegito, and you end off as Goku. We're not really 100% sure how this works, but we will get information on this in the next week or so. And then Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT Golden Giant Ape, which of course will become Super Saiyan 4. And then there is, of course, the Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolved Vegeta. And they, as I said, they kind of mention it here where this character, Potara fusions into Vegito, and then after a certain time period, he will become the base form once again. But this was the crazy thing when they first revealed this. So in this, we're going to have some representation for a lot of different sagas in Dragon Ball's history. You can see with Dragon Ball, the only one unit is going to get representation here. Now, not every unit here is going to be summonable in this celebration. You can see the fine print down here. It says includes new characters and characters who can be Extreme Z Awakened or Super Extreme Z Awakened in the 10th anniversary campaign. So not all of these blank positions are going to be new characters. They are going to be, you know, older units getting some buffs. A lot of people have already kind of said that the Planet Namek saga is probably going to be filled up with Super Saiyan Goku and Frieza from the worldwide download celebration from a couple years back. That would make perfect sense. And there's also the characters from, I think, the 7th anniversary that are going to get Extreme Z Awakens during this period, which is going to be this position from GT, which was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then in Dragon Ball Super, it was the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So those units will probably be in here as those positions. But then you've got like other representations, like Dragon Ball Z movies. I mean, the fact that we get a Vegito, it makes perfect sense that we get a Gogeta in this celebration. I'm not expecting it to be Dragon Ball Super Gogeta with Broly and stuff. I'm expecting it to be the Dragon Ball Z version of Gogeta in the Janemba film. So whether that be a new version of Gogeta plus maybe Extreme Z Awaken for the original Gogeta, the Super Extreme Z Awaken, should I mention? Maybe it's the Pikkon character, the Dokkan Fest Pikkon potentially could get an Extreme Z Awaken as well. Not really too sure about that. Saiyan Saga is going to be getting a representation as well, though a lot of people have been mentioning that it's probably going to be Extreme Z Awakens for Kaioken, Goku, and the Great Ape Vegeta. Most likely that does make sense. Like, a lot of these things are making sense, but we don't know until they obviously reveal it. But Android Cell Saga is also pretty fascinating because they could go ahead and give us a new Gohan. I think a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would be awesome, or if it's like a father-son Gohan, Kamehameha from the Cell games would be pretty awesome as well. But then again, Majin Buu Saga has a lot of representation too, so we don't know exactly what they could be doing here. There's a lot of units they could be putting in this. A lot of people really still want to see Kid Buu get an LR. I think if they're going to do it, this would be a pretty good time to do it. And I mean, especially with modern day units, I can assume that a modern day Kid Buu would be pretty strong, right? So there's a lot of things to look forward to in this celebration. They kind of just talk about some more stuff, you know, but we're going to get more info later on as time progresses. Over the next week or so, we should get more info as to what these characters actually do. Very excited to see what happens. But another reason why this is a really good celebration is if we go to in-game information right now, with the most recent like login stuff, you can go over and get these red dragon stones. Now, I personally don't remember exactly where I got these red dragon stones, but you can see here I have 3 of them. I haven't purchased anything. I believe they've been distributed out for free. And what you can do is you can purchase basically any Dokkan Fest character that has come out from the game's inception until I think around 2020 or 2021. So there are a lot of good units in here that I mean, still see play today. I mean, you've got the blue fusions. These guys are like fine, of course. These two guys from the Majin Buu saga. These guys recently got Extreme Z Awakens and are very, very powerful. You've also got this guy here, the Gohan and Goten, actually pretty solid. Who else have you got here? You got these Super Saiyan 4s. These guys will be getting an Extreme Z Awakened, a Super Extreme Z Awakened probably within the next couple years. These guys could be very, very good, and they haven't come back in quite a while. There are obviously a lot of units here that aren't the best, but there are some units, especially with Extreme Z Awakens and Super Extreme Z Awakens, that are very, very good. You've even got some of these older LRs as well, which is kind of cool to see. But yeah, this is really cool that you can just go ahead and log in, use these Dragon Stones to pick up any of these. I mean, this Broly got an Extreme Z Awaken in the most recent celebration halfway through last year, and he's a lot better. So like, there's so many good units you could be picking up here, and it's a really good way to start off your account. So I think this is a really nice way to jump into the game. You got the 10th anniversary here, and as I said, we are going to be covering this when it does go live, and you know, we're going to do summons. I got a ton of Dragon Stones ready to go. So that's going to wrap it up for me. I'm just really excited and wanted to talk about this one, and I know that there are some people on the YouTube channel here that are Dokkan Battle fans. So yeah, we're going to be definitely doing some summons. Depending on when the banner is, we might stream it, but the banner is probably going to go up at a really weird time and stuff. But it's exciting times if you're a Dokkan Battle fan. Hopefully you enjoyed the video though, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.